guys, so I wanted to come on here to share some things with you all. Here in Tennessee, it's still raining. Like, it's rained since, Lord, I guess Thursday or Friday. Like, it started off. But anyways, it's still raining. I think it's going to leave out of here maybe tomorrow. So, I'm still just feeling under the weather. But it's okay, though. So, anyways, last night I was in my little, like, inspiration type journal type thing. And I was just jotting some stuff down that was up on my mind. And I figured that I'd come on here to share this with you all. Never mind this junk back here behind me. I haven't put it away yet because I've been super busy here lately. But anyway, so I don't even know what the title of this is going to be. I'm just going to wing it. This is just what was up on my heart, and I figured that I would share it with you all. It's just like some inspiration things that I always tell myself, and things that I quote within my mind on a day-to-day basis, just depending on what situation I'm under. A lot of these things I just stand on. Like, if I'm feeling down, I'll quote it in the back of my mind, and even though if I'm feeling down, I'll just keep quoting it, and eventually the Lord would just peace in my heart. So I just figured that I'd come on here and share that with you all. And again, this is just stuff that I jotted down that I tell myself on a regular basis, or things that I go by that help encourage me. So I'm just going to start reading them off. The first one is, sometimes in life we have to stand and see what it is that God has in store for us. If we stand still and believe on His word, then things will start happening for the good. I had to do that plenty of times, and I still have to do it. A lot of times in life, for instance, like my nursing, you want something so bad, but it's just not the right time. And a lot of times in life, you have to stand and just believe that whenever it's meant to be, and when it's time for you to succeed in whatever situation you're in, then, it's time. You just have to stand still and let the Lord, lead and guide your footsteps. So that's one thing that, I tell myself sometimes. Okay, a lot of times in life we get busy and lose focus on the way we are. Focus on the real reason why we are put down here in the world. So that's just my little words, but meaning, like, we're put down here for a reason. Yes, people has fancy homes, fancy cars, these jobs, and like famous singers, just well-known people. But that's not why we're put down here. We're put down here for a purpose, and the main purpose is to, live life your fullest and help others in this dark, crazy world. And me in general, sometimes I lose track on that, so it's just life. Sometimes being silent is the best way to be. Others who want to tear you down because they envy what you have. If you just step back and stay silent, you will kill them with kindness. Don't feed into their level and give them what they want. Stay true to you and what you stand for. Boy, oh boy, that's sometimes hard to do. Sometimes biting your mouth and, or your tongue, I guess you would say, is hard to do, especially when you want to say something so bad, but you can't because it's not. It's best for you not to, because no matter what you say, how you say it, if you do it with love, kindness, it still ain't going to matter. People that's that way, it ain't going to matter. And the best thing for you to do is just keep on smiling and shining. That's what I tell myself. It is true, in your weakness, you are made strong. Sometimes being strong is all you have to do. Or sometimes being strong is all you can be. Amen. Sometimes being strong, you have to be strong. Even when you're weak, you're strong. Even though you don't realize it, you're strong. Because if you wasn't strong, you'd have gave up. But if you still have one little glimpse of hope and one little ray of sunshine, everything's going to be okay. And whatever you're facing at that moment, it's meant to be. God doesn't want us to always be in like trials and tribulations, but when God puts us there in those times, you need to trust in God 100% and know that, you know, in our weakness, like we're made strong. So just always remember that. That's something that I've always held on to, even when I feel like I'm weak, even at times. And guys, believe me, I know during those times you feel like you can't even make it. I've been there hundreds of times, millions of times. But during those times, whether you want to believe it, and as bad as you feel, you know that you're strong. You have to be strong. Being strong is something that you just have to be in this world, because this world's crazy and we got to be strong, okay? That's what I tell myself. So, I guess this is just words and advice from my heart and the things that I stand on and base my strength on. So, I have learned in life the hard way and with age is you can't change anyone. As much as you want to, you can't. The more you try, the worse off it will be. Now, guys, I've done this several years back, trying to change some people. I'm not going to say any names, and wanting them to be in, you know, people's lives, and it didn't happen. It only made the situation worse, and just, you know, it just made the situation worse. And with time and with learning and with a lot of hurting and a lot of tears, I overcame that. Now, it bothers me a little bit, but now I don't care, because you can't make anybody, I don't care who it is, your mother, your father, your sister, your mama, grandparents, you can't change them. And I think if they want to be in people's lives, especially if it's a family member, they should be there. If they don't, I shouldn't have to be the one to drag them out and make them or tell them, look, this is your family. Let's do what you're supposed to do. You can't do that. I tried it so long, and I was so hurt by it, and I had to let it go because it was literally tearing me apart. And I had to realize that, and the moment that I realized that and stopped giving them and showing them that I cared, I started feeling better. So it don't matter how much you try, you can't change people. And I say that, and that doesn't mean that I don't hate them, by no means. I love them with all my heart, but sometimes you have to let go, and sometimes you just have to let go and let God, you know, just be there for you and be what you don't have. Meaning, like, God's your mother, father, sister, brother, and friend. So that's what I have to quote to myself. Okay, let's see. Put it in God's hands. Only He can change them. I just quoted that. If they don't change, guard yourself and walk in God's love. Meaning, you can still be around them. Just guard yourself. Be peaceful. Don't be carrying strife and drama and all this kind of mess. Instead of complaining, and don't get me wrong, like I said in the past, it killed me so bad and it tore me up. I got bitter and I got hateful about the situation. But now I'm not that way no more. Sometimes I'll have a flare up if I get sad about some stuff, about my kids not having people in their lives, and I'm not going to lie, sometimes it does tear me up, but I have to remember, this is what God has planned for us and my family. This is the cards that God's dealt with us, and we have to just, you know, go with it and thank God for the people that we have in life that is there to support us. And instead of complaining, always find something to be thankful for. There's always someone in a worse off shape than what you were in. And Lord, have mercy, Jesus, no matter how many things that I've been through in my life, and believe me, I have been through some tough stuff. And when I say tough stuff, guys, some of the stuff you wouldn't even believe, but I've been through it. And, you know, in my childhood, I've been through so much. And even through all that, I know that there's people worse off. There's people that don't have moms, don't have dads, never did even know their mom. There's people that, you know, lost their whole family in car accidents. You have to always be thankful and be gracious for what the things in life that we do have, and just accept it and thank God and say, hey, God, I know you got this, and this is what you want for me. So that's, like, this is just words of advice that I tell myself, and I figured I'd share it with you all. Let's see. If you are going through a valley, remember the mountaintop is just ahead. Ain't that the truth? So whenever you're down in the valley again and you feel like you can't go through and you can't see the sunlight and you can't have any kind of fresh air and you're smothered and like you feel like you're going down, just remember, keep on walking, because when you get over that mountain, guess what? You're going to be up on the mountain feeling good. But always remember, you might be in the mountaintop for a while, but you're going to go back down in that valley. Like whatever it may be, it's just a valley that you got to go through. And then once you get up on that mountain, it's another mountaintop that you got to be in for a while, and then right back down to the valley. It's life. And so that's just something that always pulls to my heart when I'm going through things. Even in the storm, God's light is always shining. Even when you can't see, and I'm talking the spiritual realm, like, daily life and things. Even when you can't see in the darkness, God's light's there, and His light is always shining to help you and to lead and guide you. You just have to grasp a hold to it and trust and believe in God, and He will see you through. Always remember, this too shall pass. That is a verse, and I didn't write one down here after this. That's a verse whenever my mom died, I had to hang on to. This too shall pass. I may be down here for a while and sad and depressed because I'm missing my mom, but it's going to pass. I'm going to be happy again, and I did become happy again after a while. And then another one, and I can't believe I forgot this one. This is like my main motto, guys. One day at a time. Got to write that one down. And this too is just something that my kids can look over whenever they're older. I like keeping stuff in my heart and the things that I stand firm on to help me to get through things. And this is just something that I want to write and keep for them, because I've got stuff at my mom's that she done. But taking one day at a time. As a matter of fact, whenever I would quote this self, I would always say, well, I'm going to take one day at a time, but I guess it's minute by minute and second by second. That's exactly where I was at. And as long as you do that and take one day at a time, and remember, tomorrow's a new day, the sun's going to come out, and I'm going to smile again, like, you won't believe how much things and like how much you will change over your way of thinking. And I've got, like, I have to tell myself this too. I mean, it's life. We all have to. Like, everybody does stuff their own way, but this is just something that helps get me through whenever I'm facing things. This is a Bible verse. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. He will strengthen your heart. Oh, my heavens. That verse in itself, and I don't know what chapter it's in, but that's another thing. Just wait on God. Just wait on Him. And while you're waiting, God's strengthening your heart. Always pray for others, because you never know what battle they're fighting. That's something that I have burdens for so many people. And I try, like, I'm saying this and I'm not saying it to be mean. I try not to always be burdened down, because if I lose focus and just concentrate on everybody else's problems, it brings me down. So all that I can do is pray about it, and in time I've had to learn this. Pray about it, put it in God's hands, and know that, I can't do so much. Just pray and trust that they're going to be okay. And that's something that I had to learn myself. Always pray. Don't worry about nothing. Just pray about it, and just know that God's got this. Here's another one. Okay, always smile, even when it's hard to smile. Put on that smile, because you never know who you can help that day. There's been times, like, for instance, if I'm going through something, or back when my mama died, I would go to Walmart. Felt so horrible inside. Felt like I was losing it all. Losing it, I just felt bad. And I'm not saying this crap to brag about me, but I'm just telling you for my aspect of life. I would always smile. Even though I felt like I couldn't smile, I would always smile, because I would always want to help somebody else. Even though that I'm sad, just always smile. Just smile, because, you never know. Somebody could be at their breaking point. And if you smile and say hello, and then if, God leads up a conversation upon you to talk to them, do it. Because you never know what kind of battle they're fighting. And I've done that plenty of times at Walmart, just random places, grocery stores, gas stations. If God places somebody in my life, even if I don't know them, and if God gives me a word for them, I'm going to tell them. That's what sharing God's love's about, and helping others. Even when you can't smile, you smile and be a light for others, because God will bless you back for that. Always love with your whole heart. Even when others do you wrong, put on love, for love is the greatest gift of all. That's the key. And guys, I have been crapped on, I've been hurt on, I've been knocked down by so many people in life. And most of them's family members. But if you love them and just know that, love's all you can do, even when others do you wrong, you've got to love them. Because, that's the greatest gift of all. And I'll never forget back whenever my mom was living and there was some things going on in the family with my brother and my ex-sister-in-law. She didn't get to see my brother and their kids, and she had called me, and I was so angry and so hurting for my mom because she couldn't see them. And in a calm voice, even though through her pain, in a calm voice, she spoke to me on the phone, and she said, "Stephanie," I said, "What, Mama?" Here I go tearing up. She said, "No matter how much your brother does, or whatever your brother says, he loves you." She said, "He loves you." And she says, "You still have to love him." She says, "Don't let that anger overtake you, and don't let that build up in your heart. You love him." And just whenever she spoke that, I was like, wow, he hadn't been around in so long, like so many years, like 4 or 5 years. Like she couldn't even see her grandkids. But yet, she still had so much love in her heart, and that was her advice. So always love. Love, love, love. Even though sometimes we get aggravated and we say things sometimes we don't mean, but it's life. Sometimes people get under their skins, but you still got to love them. Pray for them. Just say, "God, get this out of my mind and help me. Give me the strength." That's what you do. God always places the right people in your life at the right time. So when you're feeling low, just remember, God has got this, and He knows what He's doing. That's another key. Sometimes I have felt lonely and stuff, but you know what? Right when something like that occurs, God starts sending people in your life that become like your family, and I'm thankful for that. Believe in yourself. The main key: without a vision, your dreams will never come true. Speak them into existence. It says, "Ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will open." If you have faith, as a grain of a mustard seed, you can move many mountains. Just always believe. That's the main key. And you have to believe, and I believe if you put your mind to anything, you can do it, you can accomplish it. Just like me with nursing, I know it's not the time right now. Whenever it comes to time, if it is the time, maybe God has different plans in store for me. I don't know. But in God's time, He will lead and guide me on where I need to be and where I need to go with my career. And, who knows what God has in store. That's why I've got to wait patiently, and He will reveal it to me. Death comes in quickly at times. We are all numbered. God knows when it's time to go. Remember that when God calls a loved one home, they are gone, but never forgotten. Their time down here is through. We don't understand, but God does. Death is not meant for us to understand. Just know that God will send peace in His own way. It could be in a dream, the sunshine, a rainbow in the early spring. You will know when that peace comes your way. And that right there is true. It don't matter how much it hurts, how much pain it is, but death is, of course, real, and it's going to happen to each and every one of us. Each and every one that's living, it's going to happen. And when that time comes and death comes and takes our loved ones, we just have to believe in God and know that we'll be able to see them again one day. And the older you get, the more you realize that. And it's sad, but life is full of ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. You're happy, you're sad. Sometimes you're down in the dumps. It's just part of life, and we just have to take it and deal with it, right? And the last one that I could have kept going and going, but I stopped because I was getting tired. But this is just some things that was up on my heart, and I just jotted them down. And then the last one, and I've used this one so much back whenever I was having heart trouble, and I literally just about died several times during that time, and I had so much fear upon me. I had young babies, and just it was a very horrible time. But God didn't give us the spirit of fear. When the devil puts fear in your path, rebuke him, and he has to flee. Believe me, many times I stood up on that word, because the devil knows where to pull our strings and to put fear or sadness or like envy toward people, or like the devil knows exactly where your weaknesses is. And one of mine, and a lot of mine, and which has been, is losing somebody you love and me dying. That's my worst fear. And for so long after my parents died, I had so much fear upon me. And then here comes the roller coaster with my heart. I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to make it to be old enough to see my kids grow up. And I'm not going to make it to be, my daddy died at 37 or 41. But you know, that's what the devil used against me. And sometimes if something occurs, it like I can feel it like pulling in with my spirit, and I rebuke it, and then it goes away. But you know, none of us are promised tomorrow, and I had to remember that. And you know, I'm losing sidetracked. I get so many things in my mind. But you know, like that was just one of my worst fears. And God didn't give us the spirit of fear, but He gave us like sound mind. He wants us to focus on Him and know that whatever happens, everything's going to be okay. So that's just, I guess, some words of advice through this old girl right here. That's just some things that I find my comfort in, and some things that I've always just told myself and just walked by it and stood by it. Even in my weakness, I just, you know, tried to do the best that I can. And I hope those are some words of encouragement to you all. And again, it's not much, but that was something that was up on my heart. And I know I haven't been doing a whole lot of these types of videos because for me, I can't just sit down and like say nothing's up on my heart, or I'm not going through anything, or I can't just sit down and start writing and then talk about it. It has to be something I can feel, and it has to be something that is within me. You know what I'm saying? So whenever, and I do apologize because some of you all do like these types of videos, but it's just, I have to wait until that time for me to share it with you all, and whatever God gives me in that time. And that's just something that God laid up on my heart, and I just sat down and jotted it down. And that's just something that I can instill in my kids, and whenever they get older, they can just have this book and read it and know that there's a bigger man upstairs, and like He's always there for us no matter what. And anyways, I'm gonna get up off here. Look at this mess. I don't even care. I don't even have just some eyeshadow on today because it's a rainy old day and I'm just not in the mood for it. So that's what it is. So I'm gonna get up off here and probably go get me and Isaiah something to eat. And I hope y'all are having a blessed day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.